Hello, hello. Hello. Hi, Dash. How are you? Oh. There's still a duck in the scene for whatever reason. We will delete that. Say goodbye. Hello, Needle Mouse. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Let's get started. Just pull everything up real quick. Bum, bum, bum. Finally got to compile a sprite. It's a month of weeping. Haven't you compiled it several times already? Once you compile something once, it's pretty easy. Is it not? Or once you figure out a build system, it's pretty much all the same after that. There was the Sky 103 update. But smile and nod. Pretend like I know what that means. Skia. Still don't really know what that means, but sure. Why not? Sounds legit, as the kids say. Anyways, what we're going to be working on is trying to finish this up. I mean, there's a lot that needs to be done, a lot that could be a lot better, but, you know, at the very least, we have a debug console. How nice. I wonder if you... Okay, so we can look at this. Oh, actually, it just crashes itself? Oh, okay, cool. I actually don't know why. That's interesting. So you can look at the thing here, but then once you open up this thing, because you're trying to share the scene tree, so I cannot use both at once. So I can have this open, and then I can look at the scene tree here, but I will never be able to look at the scene tree from within the editor ever again once I open up the debug console once. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, see, it causes a crash. It's part of a sprites. For some reason, I had a Clang 13 linker error. Luckily, with all the C++ stuff, you know, you can just Google the error and then wait for some turbo nerd to solve the problem for you. Yeah. And anyways, linking, at least on Linux, usually depends on just keeping your development libraries on your system up to date. Or linking anywhere, really. Yeah. I don't know if it was even a Clang error. I took away some code and it worked. Just had to do Ninja AS sprites. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's compiling, baby. Don't make any changes. It's weird to explain. Well, you know, I'm glad you figured it out, I guess. Alright, let's see. Metadata. Runner trait is very weird. Probably. I think something that is good to remember is that anything code related is not random. There is probably something that you did. You updated something that you didn't remember to update before. They change it soon because it can confuse people. I mean, are you compiling the master branch? I followed their install markdown, but I guess, are you compiling their master branch? Ace Sprite GitHub. I guess that would make it kind of tough, I suppose. Yeah. Usually when you're compiling something to use for a whatever and whatnot, you would try to use the latest stable release, which is 1.3 something. Hard to say. So probably tag it to here. compiled the 1.3 beta. Well, master branch, or main, as everyone seems to have renamed their master branches, is not the same as the beta. So you see here that the latest beta branch is actually from 5 days ago. Whereas master, if you just were to go to this repository and clone it, you would have an update from 6 hours ago. Let me see. I think I don't want to work on any of these right now. I think what I want to work on is probably this screen here. It's not hard to do. Okay, let's do that really quick. And by really quick, I mean take forever to do. Landing screen extension. What is this? Extension item. Landing screen. Yeah. Gui selector. Actually, why are these even here? And why is this preloaded like this? Who did this? Landing screen, GUI selector. GUI selector. Does this even need to be a separate item? Don't know how to explain it, at least I got it to work. Yeah. As before. Glad you got it to work. Don't know. Never tried to compile it myself, but compiling things is usually just following the instructions. Reading the error, then copy and pasting the error into Google. And then we go in from there. Not the hardest thing in the world. So this is landing screen. So open this up. GUI selector. I think I can take this out and then just kind of wrap it into the same screen. But actually, I should be taking this out anyways because we don't need it at all. Have I made any changes? Git restore. I don't remember what changed with Alicia, but we'll just remove that. Okay, so I guess runner screen should probably be something different. So GUI will move runner screen into its own standalone thing. Yeah. All right. So let's do that. Landing screen. This should be pretty much the same as whatever I had here for setting screen. So it'll be hbox or hsplit container full rect. I had to use Gimp for some sprites and try to animate in it. It's hard. Yeah, Gimp isn't the greatest, but it's certainly not bad. It's certainly a lot better in recent years. Don't know too much about animating in Gimp though. Can you animate in Gimp? I suppose that there's probably a plugin for it. I think more people use Krita for animation, right? Runners, and then you'll have, what is it, a tree? Well, yeah, just a tree. Give this a save as runner scene. Put this in the GUI, why not? And then we'll have to have a separate script, blah, blah. Have this inherit from, let me see if we can find it. Base tree layouts. Yep. Base tree layout. Just because it's a little bit more convenient. And then we'll go into here. That's GUI selector. We'll get around to it. But here, runner, which is just the screen. It's not a plugin. You have to make frames in separate layers and do a playback in Gimp. I feel like there probably is a plugin for animation in Gimp though. Like there are workarounds for sure, right? Like you can do the same thing in like paint.net, but I'm almost certain that there is also a plugin for paint.net for animation, right? Like that would be crazy if there wasn't, right? All right, set up logger. Preset up. Let's see, tree is equal to tree. That's pretty easy. Just gotta make sure to do that here. Because otherwise onReady actually runs, the order of operations is a bit different. Which is weird. Because the directives from the base class are actually run after the superclass. Or not the superclass, the subclass. But the base tree layout. Yeah, that's base layout with a setup logger. Pretty easy. Logger is equal to logger new. Set it with a self. That's pretty nice. And then base tree layout. Set up. I wonder, this doesn't feel right. Yeah. GUI. Settings. No. That looks about right. Yeah. Menu bar. No. Isn't it for like model here? I needed to do tree. Oh, no, never mind. Tree is just set up in the setup function. Okay. Well, I really only need to do this then, pre-setup. There's no post-setup steps for almost any of these, but it's always nice to have the option available. But here, before anything happens at all, I need to load in all the available runners. So, landing screen, how did I do that? While not, AM is manager ready. EM. Okay, so we'll just let this spin. Although I feel like this should be fine. Let's give this a try without this weird yield. The only reason why this is here is because we need to have a little time to allow everything to load. Or actually what I could do is I could have just a completely separate intro screen. So there's like a splash screen that actually gives everything like 1 second to load in. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, I think. So then I don't need to have these kind of weird, you know, like just spin in place until the manager is ready. Anyways, I think we're gonna do all this stuff. So runner, add child, default runner, blah blah. Runners, add child. Okay. So I'm not going to be doing buttons this time. What I'm going to be doing is just a page, and that page will have information on everything that you need, right? So instead of this, it's probably going to look more like this, where it's going to be a list of things that you can click on, and then it'll have like information about, you know, maybe like a start, so you can, you know, click a button, whatever. Maybe it might have like a default screenshot of the last time that you used it. That might be cool. Or potentially a default screenshot as well. Maybe some information about whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's still gonna look pretty bare for sure, but yeah. Okay, so then if we're doing like that, then we need to do this. Bonk. So create create view. So I need to have a way to paste in information about what the view is. You name, this will give me back a scroll container. Scroll container. Just go ahead and set the name here as well. What other information do we need? Just pass the rest of the information in as like a dictionary. Or actually, no, we can do it like this. Data dictionary. So then data dot name. That's a bit easy. Yeah. It's very unstructured, but I'm starting to care less about that. As long as it's in the same file, I don't care. If you're passing data between different files, then it should be structured. But inner file data communication dictionary is fine. Having like a mega list of parameters is a pain to work with though in Godot. Or any language really. But especially Godot, since you can't do like a qualified parameter. For a second I thought you said beaner. Why would I say beaner? Or why would I use the word beaner in a derogatory sense? Thus revealing that I know the derogatory connotations of such a word. And my mind is weird. Yeah, agreed. Don't worry. I strive to be as milquetoast as possible in my opinions. I suppose in my opinions, barring my opinions on how one should carry themselves, but so preset up. So var default runner is equal to create view, and then we can just pass in a dictionary like this. So name, place spaces with nothing. Okay, and then we'll start building out the rest of it. Yeah. So this is actually how you can create like a DSL, a domain-specific language. It's not quite a domain-specific language, but it kind of resembles one, right? So like you wouldn't usually structure a function like this, but you totally could. Call this the list, but it's going to be a VBox container. New. At the very end, SU add child list. Okay, so here, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let's do var title. Give it one of those. I think also I should have static function. What are we doing here? H stretch, something like that. So we're looking for some sort of control. Doesn't return anything, but what it will do is we'll take a control, set H size, what is it called? H size, H, what is it called? I know what I'm looking for. Size flags, horizontal. Size flags, horizontal. Oh, okay. I guess on the Rust side it's named somewhat differently. Control, size, expand fill. That's not it. Cannot access. Yeah. Is it located on control? Okay. Cool. hfill expand. I actually use that function elsewhere, don't I? hfill expand. Do the same thing for you. Same thing for you. So then the title is where we'll do this. Title.text is equal to data name, but we don't replace any of the spaces this time. List add child title. Okay. And then probably we can do this. Hold on. Our preview, I suppose. So this will be some sort of texture rec new. We'll have this stretch, hfill expand. And then, I guess I'll just need to create a default whatever. I don't know how I'm gonna make a default. I can provide my own default though. This is, what are the defaults? How do you check the size? This is 12 by 9. Is 12 by 9 a normal resolution? I don't think it is. What's the most common one? 16 by 9, right? So how do I squish 16 by 9? Oh, all right. Welcome to the squad 16 by 9 resolution. Oh, actually 12 by 9 is fine as well. Then I just need to set the stretch mode here. So if we go, if I build this out manually really quickly, right? If I build this out manually, just to know what I'm working with. So we can do size flags, that's fine. Give this a label, which is what I'm trying to do. This appears to have a margin. What the heck? Does this have a margin? No. Okay. Oh, on the label we also need to title, align, label, align center, something like that. What are we doing for this? So this is some sort of title. We don't care. Then we are adding a texture rectangle. And then we'll have to load in some sort of texture. That's not hard to do. We can store that in the user data directory. But then, what am I looking for? Let's finish this up. I think 12 by 9 is actually totally fine here. And then all we want to do is like keep centered, or keep aspect and keep it centered. Kind of like that. Probably don't want it to expand at all though. Right, so if we quick load it, like that's okay. I mean, that looks about right. Keep aspect, and then also expand, maybe not, maybe don't expand it. Scale on expand. Well, we want it to be centered. How would you center this? So if I hit this with a center container, it doesn't, okay, yeah. So you don't want to expand it though. What the heck does expand do? Oh, true, the texture scales to fit its bounding rectangle. Yeah. Scale on expand. Yeah. Keep centered. Probably don't want to expand it. I don't know. 16 by 9. Well, I guess what I'm doing is just... Okay, so the default is 16 by 9. So we'll just go with that. Layer, Give me some text. Give me, what's a good one? Or what's a font that I'm allowed to use? Is Times New Roman free? Is Arial free? Use Arial? The most scrub of texts. And then just increase the size. Yeah, 288, why not? Hit it with a big question mark. Love it. 10 out of 10. Flip me. Okay. And then give me, this is the other layer. So the text is on this layer, that's fine. Bring me to this layer, give me fill black for now, just so I can see what I'm doing. Because what this is gonna look like is we're gonna be displaying this on this dark blue background, right? All right, then here, give me something that's a bit bigger. 8, we'll just freehand it. I'm sure there's a good way of doing this programmatically. But instead of doing it the smart way, we're just gonna do it the manual way. This is how it'll look. It's kind of ugly, actually. It's a lot uglier than I thought it would be. Is it just modify? Yeah. Just hit it with a big question mark. That's about centered. Why not? Change the opacity to, I don't know, 169. That's a nice number. I'm very mature. Actually, we can drop it even further to just, For some reason, it doesn't look centered, but I'm pretty sure it is centered. All right. Oh, no. Do it like this. Merge. Oh, hold on. No. I think we just want to do this. Or just export it like this, basically. So save as, move back to Puppeteer, assets. And I guess I'll just let this figure it out. So this is no preview. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, no preview dot ping. Yeah, it's beautiful, phenomenal. And then undo me. We can save this as no preview dot paint.net. There we go. There's the work file. Cool. Then we can actually open it up. We won't be able to view it. I mean, we can kind of view it by looking at that. But here, we'll just load it in dynamically at runtime. And then we'll just have to keep a reference to it. Actually, no, we don't. Yeah, if you load it in using Godot, yeah, it'll be loaded in and then cached. Yeah, I don't remember how long it's cached for, though. I wonder if there's a way to load stuff in with no cache. I'll have to think about that. Let me see. So default runner. Or actually, we should do it like this. So the name is the name, data name, and then this one is data name capitalize. Beautiful. Preview. So preview, whatever. We could use a sensor container, or we can just use whatever it usually uses, and then just have it keep aspect. I don't quite understand how expand works. I'm assuming if you have like a minimum Y size, it'll work a lot better. Yeah. So you can kind of force a size for it, but I don't think that's a good idea in my case. Yeah, okay, for now, let's just set the texture like this. So res, what did I call it? Oh, I have it saved, like that. Okay, what else is there? We need to have the path to the runner, default runner path. So we need to connect we need to have a button that allows you to jump into it. Var, call it run button, sure. Run button. Connect, press, so on run, and then we need to have data run args, something like that. So I'll pass that stuff along here. So run args is one of these, so I'll need to populate this beforehand, and then we'll just use it directly. So extension item, no. Global constants, selectable GUI, no, absolutely not. Default runner path. Okay, so default runner path, global constants. That's pretty easy. That's pretty easy. Default runner path. And I don't think I need to have, what is this used for? True. On runner, use selectable GUI. Okay, hold on. Preview, list, add child, preview, list, add child, run button. Then before that, we need to have select GUI toggle, which will be a check button, new. Run select GUI toggle dot text is equal to show GUI selector. Okay, and then we can pass this along as well. Show GUI select. I think that should just be stored somewhere else in like in the metadata file. I think that probably makes more sense. Yeah. Then run button. Actually, what I can do is this. Run button args is equal to this. Data run args. What am I thinking here? What am I thinking here? Append select GUI toggle. Actually, you don't need to do that. You could just do this. Data run args, append, select GUI toggle. Yeah, that'll work. Cool. So we add the toggle to the run args, and then the run args will just have to expect this. That's not bad. On run, so on run expects a path. And then also it will contain some sort of toggle, which will be a check button. There are no other args to call. So then if toggle pressed, then do a thing. Otherwise, do a thing. That's not super complicated though, because there's no scene to pack along with it. Yeah. But then run runner, that's something that's freaking me out. I suppose run runner, we could just have this here. Run runner. Because I need to have the GUI be selectable as well. Okay. So before we go on too long, delete this. I'm pretty sure I know what I want this to be. So run args. What other things are we pulling from data? There's just the name, and then there's the run args. And that's pretty much it. And then we'll just hit it with an add child default runner. Yeah, and then everything after that, we'll just have to query for runners. Yeah. For key and AM extension items. What is an extension item? I don't remember. Extension item for key in blah blah. What was I doing here? This is not clear to me. Extension item. What is extension item? What did I call it? Extension item. Extension item. Landing screen extension item. Oh, this is from, oh, this is for the extension part of it. It's these things here that are kind of ugly. Okay. That's fine. Let's go ahead. We're going to get rid of that as well, but just wait on it. Runners. We'll add it eventually. That's gut runner. Don't care about that. There's runners. All right, say goodbye to this. There's just runners too, aka runners. Split offsets. We don't need to worry about the split offset just yet because we'll be adding stuff to it. Do need to adjust this stuff. So now we'll just comment all of this stuff out. This is now invalid. Most of this stuff is invalid. Run runner. Invalid. Say goodbye. Yeah, give it a run. Okay, so oh, that's beautiful. That is just phenomenal. It's everything I wanted it to be and more. I need this to squish itself. I need it to squish. How do I make it squish? Texture. I think we want it to keep aspect centered. Probably. Maybe? How do I get this to squish? I want it to squish. So preview. What are these called? Stretch mode? Stretch mode is equal to... What are these constants? Stretch mode. I can see it, but it's just a tooltip, but it has the underline word in it that implies that I should be able to click on it. Stretch mode. Stretch mode. Sure. What are these under? Aspect ratio container? Or is this like a texture rect specific thing? Texture rect stretch mode. Okay, so texture rect dot stretch keep aspect. What am I looking for? Keep aspect centered. Yes, probably. I don't know. Give me another try. Oh, whoops. I left the texture rect just kind of hanging out. All right. So, okay, so it's not squishing itself. I want this to only be like a downwards scroll. Horizontal scroll enabled false. So scroll container, scroll horizontal enabled false. Do not scroll horizontally. So then that should squish. Oh. Ooh. Does it not, doesn't allow you to squish it any more than this? Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Slightly unexpected. Stretch keep centered. Does this make a difference? So we click on this. No, it cannot squish any more than that. Okay. Keep aspect. Oh. I want it to keep aspect ratio. Like, I don't want it to keep its original size. Well, actually, yeah. Shorter side fits the thing. I don't really know which one I want. Like, I want it to. How can I squish it? Keep aspects. Is it just, maybe it's just keep? Maybe that's it. It doesn't necessarily need to be censored. I mean, it can do whatever it wants. No. Stretch tile. No. Stretch to fit the node's bounding rectangle. But I want it to be able to be smaller than that as well. Or maybe, does this need to be... Or actually, what I can do, this is the only one that really needs to have this done to it, is size, flags, vertical, and then have this also be a control, size, expand fill. Something like that, and then we can grab keep aspects centered. That's about correct. I'll click on this, and then, oh, and then also turn on expand, right? Expand is true. I can run it from here as well. I don't know why I'm not. Okay, well now you can't see it at all, so that's fantastic. Bring me back to here so I can actually look at whatever's in the scene tree. So default runner, sure. That's not really what I want. So even if you have this be like expand, like fill expand on both of these, nothing happens. I feel like that's not what I would expect to happen, but maybe I'm just weird. That's a scroll bar. Scroll container. Hit me with a VBox container. Texture rect. Quick load me a no preview. Right. And then what I'm expecting is the ability to do this. But that's not really what's going to happen, because there's no horizontal scroll enabled. Yeah, so this can only scroll so far. Okay. Okay. So then we can, if we do a sensor container, size flags, expand, fill, slap you into there, then have you expand. Eh? Wait, what? It's not what I would expect to happen. Does this need to have a... Oh, it's because of this. Maybe not. Eh? Maybe if you add in a random HBox container and then have this center itself and then also expand. I'm confused. I'm confused. There's something you can do here. Okay, that is correct. Okay, so you need to have an HBox container. Sensor container probably will not do the job. I mean, I can try that again. Yeah, sensor container, not quite doing it. So undo me. But we want an HBox container. Then we want that HBox container to... Well, does this work without the HBox container as well? Am I dumb? Oh, it totally does just work without the HBox container. Wait, isn't that what I'm doing though? Isn't that what I'm doing? Maybe I'm not doing that. Oh, you know what? I'm absolutely not doing. No, I am doing that. Expand, stretch mode, keep aspect centered, keep stretch, keep aspect centered. Oh, and then I need the VBox container to also be a VFill as well. That's the difference. Okay. Just hit it with one of these. Preview. And then list. We'll do the same thing here. And then that should be correct. Probably. All right. Run me. Default runner. So we can squish this. That's fine. It's kind of jank. That's kind of jank, but it's not bad, I think. It's not bad. It's not bad. And so the idea is that it would show like a quick screenshot. It would show a quick screenshot so you know, I guess, what you're loading into. I think that's just kind of cool, and it's not hard to implement, right? So whenever you quit the application, we'll take a quick screenshot, save it, and then next time when we load back in, you know, we'll have a screenshot for what should be there or whatnot, right? That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Might need to have like an H separator between these things. I'm trying to think. Size flags. We don't want this to shrink end. All right, give me another shot, coach. So we don't need an HBox container, but then this, we need your alignment to. What if we just do keep centered? What's the difference between keep aspect and keep centered? Or just keep aspect? What's the difference? Actually, that's not so bad. That's actually more correct, I think, for what I want. So just keep aspect. Yeah, you learn more every day. Keep aspects. Stretch, keep aspects. Keeping it censored, that's like low priority. Yeah. But keeping everything at the very bottom, that's more correct. Right, so run is all the way down there, right? So you click run, nothing happens. Cool, cool, cool. Right, and then we can, of course, hit it with one of these. Logger, info, path. One of these. Right, run it from here. I'll need to have this default to pressed. Select GUI toggle, set pressed no signal, set it to be true. Okay, now for this is handled. This is not handled just yet. That's part of the pre-setup. Why doesn't the setup? Oh, actually, setup needs to do this. So initial page is equal to default runner. Just slap that into there. Nope. Initial page. Okay. Then for in am query extensions for type global constants extension types runner. Okay, and then we'll just have to create the rest of the views, right? So there's your view. Do that. All right, create view with this stuff. So we'll have ext name is equal to ext resource name. So actually what you can do is do ext is equal to ext as extension resource, I believe, and then you can actually get code completion. I don't think it does anything, I don't think there's a performance detriment, which is fine. It might take like 1 second longer to, or 1 microsecond longer to parse, but that's, you know, very low priority. Run args. So I did this as, initial page. Hold on. How am I doing this? Pages creates item. Tree creates item for page name in pages.keys. How am I creating the page names? I feel like this is kind of wrong, because in each one of the extension resource thingamajigs, yeah. Okay, so I think this one should do replace spaces with nothing, although technically it doesn't matter. And then capitalize, no, we'll just use whatever is listed, right? I'll have to think about it more. You know, it's an iterative process. Resource entry points. Okay. Okay. Let's see if it works. It didn't select one automatically for me, which is unfortunate. I think it's because it's trying to select multiple things at once. So we do it like that. Nope. Did not pre-select it for me. But then there's your default runner. There's your VRM runner. You can see that they are, in theory, different things. Actually, if I need a way to get back to what I had before, but actually, if that's all we're trying to do, then it's not so hard. We'll just hit it with a run runner. Run runner, all that requires is a path, and then the GUI. So this should be pulling from the previous. This should be pulling from the previous thing, but think about it. Default GUI. How did I do this? Hold on. Default GUI. So const default GUI is equal to preload, whatever the heck this is. Am I not allowed to do this? Expected string constant as. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. We'll just do it like this then. We'll just load it at runtime. I can guarantee that it exists. I just need to think more about this implementation. This I'm fairly happy with. Var runner is equal to load whatever the heck is at the path. Although actually, this will fail. I think maybe. I think it'll fail. I think it'll fail. It's possible that it'll fail. Maybe. How does load work? So does load just load a resource at the given path, but then it doesn't need to be like a real path, right? Where it doesn't need to be a resource path. It can be like a whatever path, right? Okay, yeah. Or I can just open it and then read in all the data, and then that's your file. But probably you would want to. It's something I've actually never tried. You know what? I'm curious. I'm curious. Let me go into my Scratch project here. You can probably guess what I use it for. So this doesn't exist. Most of this stuff can go away. Say goodbye. That's fine. We can also get rid of all the butans. Say goodbye. All right, now let's try to load something random. So var load some sort of file. Var thing is equal to load. I don't know. What is my home path? We can do a project settings. Globalize path. So we want to do our res dot. That's my dev. Now we're in Puppeteer. Assets. Oh, what's my file structure here? I'm pretty sure I can just load in a thing and it'll probably be fine. We can try to load in JSON util. That's a fun one. Utils JSON util.gd. So it's globalized. Yeah, just see what we have here. So try to print it. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's interesting. You can use the Godot's built-in load function to just load in arbitrary paths. Okay. I thought the built-in load function was only for resource paths, but that makes sense. It's good to know that it's actually fairly abstract. So you can do whatever the heck you want. Yeah, so then if I did JSON util is equal to thing new, right? And then I can do JSON util. I don't remember what JSON util is supposed to do. Transform to dictionary. Okay, so then we can do transform to dictionary. Transform. We'll just print this out, why not? All right, that's actually really cool. Okay, cool. So that's actually how it's been working. I've never checked that before. You learn a bit more every day. So here we can be pretty sure we can feed in whatever path we want. We just need to make sure that it's a globalized path. So this resource entry point actually needs to be globalized as well. Or maybe not even globalized, but it needs to be... Like, how am I supposed to be running this if I don't have the real path? So is the resource entry point? I don't remember how I implemented this. Any of the extension stuff is always kind of... The extension stuff needs to be better documented. Like, it's very powerful, I just don't remember how it works. So extension manager... add resource. Oh, it's the... Okay, so the entry point is the relative path. So wait, so how am I loading this stuff in? How am I doing this then? That's bizarre. Because, okay, so we have the extension resource, and then I need to be able to query the actual extension. So does this just have... Extension name. So from this, we can actually grab the extension context. So then em get context for extension name. So entry point path. So this is going to be some sort of string. Blah blah da ba da da. So that's your context. Feed it in like that. So that's your context. We need the context path. Oh, actually, this returns a result, doesn't it? Okay. Var context, which is some sort of result, is equal to em get context extension name if context is error, if context is null or context is error, unable to get context for blah blah extension name. So then we'll just continue. So then context unwrap context path. Then entry point path is just going to be extension resource entry points. Then pass this in, entry point path. Okay, that's not so bad. We can even log this out if we want to, just to make sure that this is correct. Okay, look at that. Wait, that's wrong. So it turns out I'm dumb. So when I'm parsing the extensions, I'm not passing in a relative path. I'm actually passing in a full path. So that is unfortunate. Just undo me. Okay, so here blah blah. This is actually this is an absolute path. So then in extension manager, blah 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 blah. Parses an extension. Extension contacts. Okay, so this says it's an absolute path. Okay, cool. So extension context, that's an absolute path. But then also for extension resources, this is also absolute path to the entry points. Okay, just for my own sanity. So let's see, this is run runner, blah, blah, selectable GUI. Logger error, not yet implemented. All right, run me. Okay, so I also need to figure out what the heck is going on with this, but I think that doesn't look so bad. Anyways, run me. Ah! Attempt to call function instance on base, null instance on a null instance. Okay. So default runner, that's a thing. Instance on a null instance. Okay. How was I doing this before? Other gets. Okay. So this is actually pulling in. I guess this probably just never worked in the first place. Yeah, that's probably the most likely answer. I've never tested the other parameter. Okay, but what does this point to? Oh, what the heck? All right, well. Why does it just say selectable GUI? Who made this? Extension other keys. Selectable GUI. Am I dumb? Oh, it should be using default GUI path. Okay. What the heck is selectable GUI used for? This should be default GUI. What is what uses this? Who thought this is a good idea? So GUI selector uses selectable GUI, but actually this is not even the same key. Okay, well, that's cool. I think I can just get rid of this. Yeah, there's no reason. Default GUI path is a bit more correct. So we'll go into here. Still need to figure out why these aren't displaying using, you know, capitalized names. Not yet implemented. Run me. Run me. Oh, okay. Now I just leaked a few instances. That's good. I know why that happened though. Yeah, because we're just loading it in. We're just loading it in. All right, so I think I should be a bit careful here. So we'll check to see if it even exists. So file is equal to file new. If file exists path, or if not, file exists path, then we will return, hit it with a logger. File does, or runner does not exist. Runner does not exist. But here, so at least we can guarantee that it is a thing. So if runner is a packed scene, so we actually don't know what it is. Runner is equal to runner instance else. Well, actually, we can do it like this. This is pretty weird. Runner is equal to runner instance if runner is packed scene, else runner new. Yeah, there we go. Very Python-esque. Not quite. Not the most correct of things, but you know, so it goes. Then we have a GUI node, and then GUI set runner. This is a blind set. I don't think this is a good idea, but it's what I was doing before. Does my default GUI even allow for blind sets? Default GUI? Yeah, this doesn't even have a runner assigned to it. But you could try to expect it. Oh, hello Desh. Hello, welcome back. News, you should probably make the value of every channel point reward to 8, 16, 32, whatever. Okay. Powers of 2. I get it. It's very programmer-esque. Unfortunately, I personally don't think of myself as a programmer. Or I like programming, but I'm not like into that side of programming. I think numbers confuse me pretty easily. No, the channel point rewards are set up in such a way so that they're just like ordered, right? Because there's no way for me to manually order channel points, right? That's why it's kind of tough. Yeah, channel point rewards are actually ordered in, you know, ascending order basically. Or is it descending? It's ascending order, yeah. Which is why they're at their current costs. Which is why they cost why they cost. Add child GUI. How does my GUI... Oh, my GUI interacts with the runner by just calling get tree current scene. Today I asked a bunch of programmers if it was true that programmers liked anime. Most of them said not everyone liked anime. Well, of course, you know. Not everyone likes everything, but I think that belays their lack of understanding of statistics. Statistically, someone who spends a lot of time on the computer, and also if these programmers like programming, so I'm assuming if you went into like a programming stream and asked them like, hey, do you like anime? They probably like to program in their free time. So thus, if someone likes to spend a lot of time on the computer, and if you're a programmer, and if you're a good programmer, you know how to use the internet, thus you interact with internet culture a lot, right? There's quite a big intersection of people that use the internet and also are somewhat interested in anime. So do all programmers like anime? No, but do a lot? Does a sizable amount of programmers like anime? Yes, I think so. Is it a majority? It's hard to say. I've never seen. I think if you are someone who likes to program for fun, you probably do, yeah. So I can't say if it's a majority or not, but I think it's a non-trivial amount for sure. Someone said most programmers are Asian. That's racist, but also probably true. I think if you're going on a pure statistical standpoint, the answer is yes, right? Like worldwide, China, India, Vietnam, Japan, South Korea have a lot of programmers. Malaysia, Indonesia. Statistical, not statistical. Get tree root and child. Get and because of world population. Exactly, right? Scene is equal to runner, then root. Remove child cell, and then Q free. That's a bit weird. How did I come up with this? Who wrote this? This is too clever for me. Yeah, statistically, most programmers are Asian, yes, but I think that is kind of a... I think if you were just to say in general, most programmers are Asian, that's a little bit racist. I think that requires a preamble stating that in a pure statistical sense, yes. But I think if you're to, it's like making a blanket statements about like all Asian people are good at math. That is not true. Of a programmer liking anime than a lawyer, yeah, I can see that. Statistically more probable of an programmer liking anime than a lawyer, yeah. Well, statistically, right? Because of the reasons I outlined before. You might remember the little rant I was going on because of the intersection of programmers being on the internet looking for solutions, anime lovers being on the internet to discuss their degeneracy with other anime lovers. Ooh, what the heck? Current scene. Oh, I should not be doing it here. Save that there. So I need to actually cache the current scene. Current scene. And this is some sort of node. I don't know. Get tree. Current scene. So current scene. Whatever. Current scene. Q3 like that. Yeah, so it's a bit weird. That's actually probably too clever at this point. Yeah, there we go. Now we're back in. We're in, boys. Yeah, there we go. There we go. What am I looking at? All right, so that seems valid. Okay. So there's your runner stuff. Here's your create view stuff. This should still just work for VRM as well. So VRM runner, we can run that. Not yet implemented, that's fine. Ooh. Oh yeah, it takes a little bit, but we're in. My hypothesis is that being a programmer increases the probability of liking an anime because the computer industry is related to the geek industry, which contains the anime community. Not really. I think that's not quite true. I think a lot of programmers are not geeks. Or I think your conclusion is correct that lots of programmers like anime, but I think the methodology that gets you there is incorrect. No, I think a lot of programmers are not geeks. No, especially once you get, like, once you work in the industry, you kind of realize, like, a lot of programmers don't, they're just like these, they're just kind of like normal dudes, right? Maybe, like, occasionally you'll run into, like, turbo nerds, but, like, I don't know, like, I don't look like a geek. I can say that with certainty, you know? For one, I work out. 2, I take care of my appearance. 3, probably drink a lot heavier than I should. So therefore I, don't really have a beer belly anymore, but you can kind of tell that drinking has taken its toll on me. But 2, my man is like jacked. Have you seen these trapezius muscles? Amazing. So liking anime is not normal. I mean, it is socially acceptable at this point in time. It used to not be very socially acceptable. But I would not say that it's normal. I think normal implies that, Well, I don't know, actually. Maybe it is normal. I was gonna say, like, normal implies that people accept it. But yeah, no, yeah, people do accept, like, you liking anime. I think what's not normal is having an anime body pillow, which I actually... I used to have an anime body pillow. So maybe I'm the weird one here. Let me see. I'm thinking. What was I working on? Oh, it was this. So we go into here. Turn this off. Go into here. So how do... Oh, these don't have spaces in between them either. Oh. You know what? That explains a lot. I've never noticed that. That makes a lot of sense. Oh. Okay. So... the page names need to be capitalized. I see. And so this should just work, maybe? So this is right, that's not right, this is right. Go into here, these are all now capitalized, and they have the correct thingamajigs. Tracking, OpenC face. Okay, it's good that OpenC face did not get corrected for whatever reason. But everything else did get corrected. I don't remember what the difference is. Which character? Nice try. I mean, I'll tell you. It's whatever, right? It was... what is it? I got it as a... well, one, let me preface this by saying that I bought 2 anime body pillows. I was initially just gonna buy one as a gag gift for my little brother for his birthday. So I got him, it's not 2B, but it's another anime character with like a 2-letter name. 02, yeah, 02, yeah. It's not 2B, it's 02. And I was like, you know what? While I'm at it, might as well get one for myself. Because these are like surprisingly expensive. But I don't know, I got UMP9 from Girls Frontline, shamefully enough. Thus revealing my debilitating gacha addiction. It's not actually debilitating at all, but... alright, I think this is fine. Then we just need to have a pop-up show up somewhere. But yeah, to answer your question in many, many words, it was UMP9 from Girls Frontline. What a fun game. How was it called? UMP9? 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 when you Google UMP9, you first get the gun, which is a 9mm. It gets classified as a submachine gun, I guess. But then also, entry number 2 is UMP9 from the Girls Frontline wiki. What is just an absolutely bizarre series of events. I think if you type in, or is it because I'm like on my own accounts, and so Google knows like I'm a total degenerate? No, even on normal searches, UMP45 does. Okay, UMP45, you only see it here, under images. There's UMP45. She's not supposed to be able to open both her eyes, I think that's wrong. But UMP9, that's pretty funny. I've never Googled this before. I see you have good tastes. Perhaps. That's interesting though. UMP9 only shows up under UMP9. Oh, actually, did I just Google UMP? No. UMP? Yeah, UMP9 gets you a Girls Frontline wiki. UMP45 does not. That's weird. Considering that in the story, UMP9 is not one of the main characters. She's part of the squad of main characters. Or one of the main characters' squads. Interesting. The more you know. That's some good trivia to that will stay rent-free in my head for forever. Yeah. Although I will admit I've never shot a UMP9 before. I've never shot any submachine gun before. But I have shot most other guns, which is why I think it's interesting. Window dialog, WD, window dialog. Okay, so yeah, one of these days. I know that you can go to like a gun range pretty much anywhere in the US if you want to fire a fully automatic firearm. Most US citizens are not allowed to own fully automatic firearms if they were made past some assault weapon ban dates. I don't know when that is. Like, you are technically allowed to, but you have to but you have to, what is it called? You have to go through a pretty extensive background check, yeah. If you want to be able to own one of those. So I know a guy who apparently got it. And I believe it, but you never know, right? Yeah, I think he said it took him like 7 years or something to be able to be qualified to own an automatic weapon. Which is still pretty cool, but ammunition is expensive. Is cream cheese made by mixing cream and cheese? I have no idea. Not really too much of a cook. You know, I'm very good at making egg dishes. I can cook a steak pretty well as well. I can cook most fish at a decent level as long as it's already filleted. If you want me to scale a fish, I got bad news. Alright, so this is Gui Selector. Okay. So default GUI. What the heck? Is that that's some weird syntax. What is it? Equal colon equal. That's cool. I like how the font actually has like ligatures for that. Look, that looks cool. Huh. Button new. That's not how you do it. Default GUI. Dot name is equal to default GUI. That's fine. Default GUI path. Okay. New emotes? Did you get new emotes? Oh no, you subscribed to somebody to get new emotes. That's pretty cool. I like the hype. One of these days I'll get around to filling out the rest of my emote slots. But not today. Oh, this should be text. Don't really care about the button names. Text, default GUI, connect, self on, GUI selected, global constants, default GUI path. Okay, that feels about right. Anime girls? I don't recognize any of them. Are those just like VTubers? Do you just collect VTuber emotes? Like you'll hang out in a VTuber's chat and then just slowly accrue enough channel points to yoink all their emotes? They're VTubers? Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm guessing they're from a pretty prominent VTuber chat as well, since they don't have the kind of weird, messed up emote things that, you know, like I have, right? Like mine is like Team Yo 1. Chinchilla. And I'm subbed. Absolute degenerate. Imagine spending money on fake people. Let me see. Margin container. Actually, how does this work? So we go into window dialog, blah, blah, full rect. So scroll container. So this, if you full rect this, and a VBox, and then you got a button. Okay, actually, yeah, that's pretty much what you want. It's a bit tougher because then you need to set the margins manually, but that's not the hardest thing in the world. Actually, if you were to hit this with a panel container, full rect that. Yeah, actually the panel container should just fix itself. God, I hate that. Yeah, I think you posted that last time, the pat. That's freaking me out. Usually, like, the pat's okay, like, but like the fact that the little anime girl under the hand also squishes, it's freaking me out, man. Panel container. So this is H fill expand PC, then V fill expand PC. WD add child C. Then we'll need to have scroll container. I think most of these are handled automatically afterwards, right? I don't remember. We'll figure it out. So this is PC, that's your panel container, and then inside of that, then you'll need to have your list, which is a VBox container. We'll need to do the same thing here. H fill expand list, V fill expand list, then scroll container, add child, list, and then everything else just gets added to the list. So list, add child, default GUI. And then here, this is where this is where the complicated stuff happens. Yeah. And who is this Akane? They have some good emotes. I'm assuming that they're an artist, right? Feel free to link their channel in chat so that you may get banned by Nightbot. I don't have Nightbot. Links are allowed. I manage my own chat. For extension in AM, EM, query extensions for type. And I think actually if I cared more about my streaming career, I would try a bit harder to reach out to other VTubers to get them interested in my software, but you know, turns out I don't care. To do this might not be a great solution. My favorite VTuber, not you. Feels bad, man. You're gonna make me cry. I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep for about 5 minutes while I go use the restroom. I'll be right back. Hello, hello. I'm back. Okay, so... hello. JK boys. It has been quite a long time. I am doing all right. How are you? I've been a lot busier at work. I've been simultaneously a lot busier and not busy at all at work. So I'm trying to get this application. Ignore how this looks for now. This is work in progress. Actually, this is the intended view for this actually, where there's no preview, but you can go into this. You can see that the UI is a lot better. We're rewriting it so that I can submit this to Godot's 2022 showreel because they are explicitly accepting tools now. So, because you know this isn't really a game, so you'll have like a really nice looking menu as opposed to, you know, whatever the heck this is, you know. And you can have bones, you can have tracking. There's a little bit of lag because it does need to run it, the setup stuff for the first time, which interacts with your PC directly. So, you know, we're getting there. And then I think the UI looks a lot better, pretty much in general. So I mean, we're getting there. It's actually pretty much good enough to be submitted to the showreel because actually, like, look at this. This stuff also works as well. So ignore this. The GUI layers for these top bar things are not the same for whatever reason. But it's almost at the feature parity with how it used to be. When you're AFK, the head of your model stretches to the moon. Yeah, to the moon, etc. That's a video game, right? And also a crypto thing. Boo crypto. I'm good. I've gone through a lot this year. Well, I hope you're doing all right. I think you were, I guess, how is robotics going? See, I remember things. I remember things about people sometimes. You're doing robotics? Ooh, baby. And then you were on the programming side, question mark? Follow age? I don't know what. Should I implement follow age? I think I'm able to do that. But it's just, it has to be in Go. I need time. I need to find time to update the bots and update my overlay. It's tough. I have a lot of things I need to do. So no follow age. Went to Worlds doing C++. Ooh. Or it was C++. Okay. There's no follow age command. This is what you got. That's what you got. So pretty much all you got that's kind of cool is roll. So roll, you know, roll 69. That was pretty close. Where you can roll need. Roll -51. Actually, does roll negative? I've never tested a negative number. Did you just crash my bot? Oh, okay. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it took it at the same time. I've never checked. Oh, okay. So it doesn't. It just ignored you for whatever reason, Dash. Yeah, no bots. Got a certificate in Java and Python. Oh, baby. Java, if you get a certificate in Java, you're pretty much ready to go in the workforce. Yeah. And Python, yeah, pretty much Java and Python are the two languages you need to get employed. So that's pretty much it. You're set. Had to learn Java in a week. Well, luckily, if you already know programming, you should be good. Like if you were working with C++ before, it's not too much of a difference. Right? Because Java is just C++, but everything's a pointer. And then Python is just Java, but everything is now an object as well. You know? Resource name, capitalize, then button. That's why I tried to learn JavaScript using Grasshopper by Google. I'm not familiar with Grasshopper. What's Grasshopper? Google. Learn to code. The coding app for beginners. Oh, does this just like ask you questions? That sounds horrible. I would never be able to use that, but maybe some people. I guess it's almost the same thing as like using Duolingo. I like Duolingo, but I think there's a difference between, you know, learning a language and there's another word I'm looking for, but I'm thinking right now. Well, gone through a relationship. It's good on my mental health for May. I'm doing good now though. Nice. Glad you're doing better. You know, I get it. Must be nice having contact with, or I was about to say contact with the opposite sex, but I actually don't know. Having interpersonal contact with real human beings as opposed to just voiceless or faceless voices on the internet. Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of a shut-in, so congratulations. I think you've been in a relationship more recently than I have. I think the last time I was in a relationship, I was second semester of my third year in university, and I graduated in 2017. So roughly, yeah, 2016. Man, it's been 6 years. Oh no. Oh no, I've been out of the game for too long. You hate to hear that. It was a female? Nice. Nice. No, but I feel you. I feel you. Well, actually, I don't really feel you. I'm very bad at relationships. So I can't really. I can sympathize, but I cannot empathize with your situation. Because honestly, I mean, what is it? My ex broke up with me. I did not break up with her. But then I was like, yeah, you know, that's probably fair. You should probably break up with me. What a great turn of events for everyone involved. Yeah. Duolingo released a beta for Duolingo Math. Isn't that just like Khan Academy at some point? Like Khan Academy is pretty good, I think. Sophomore year for me, high school. Same. Oh, nice. Well, I don't know. I mean, my ex broke up with me because I think we agreed to like do a thing, but like the day before, my roommates were like, hey, let's party. I mean, it's like a Wednesday, but sure. Well, no, it wasn't a Wednesday, it was a Friday. Yeah, no. I'm trying to remember. Why did she break up with me? No, we were doing a thing. We had like an impromptu party. I'd forget what day it was, but it was probably a weekend because I really only did date-esque activities on weekends because I was busy. Yeah, no, I was super hungover, and then ghosted her for 2 weeks. So, you know, these things happen sometimes. Unfortunately. Yeah. So, am I kind of an asshole? Yeah. I mean, yeah, pretty much. It was not out of shame. I didn't ghost her either. I just did not initiate contact. Yeah, I mean, I might be like antisocial. I'm not sure. It's still to be decided, honestly. So, yeah. And at this point in my life, I'm like, I don't really care. You know, could be better, could be a lot worse. So, you know. Right now, I'm doing pretty well though. What's the difference between language and a programming language? Doesn't programmers communicate with themselves using C++, SQL, or something like that? Well, I mean, it's like talking to a computer versus talking to a person, right? So a computer, well, no, a person, if you use imprecise terms, the person can still figure out what you're trying to say. Whereas a programming language, the computer will not try to figure out what you're trying to say. The computer will do exactly what you tell it to do, which is the difference, right? So you tell a person, like, I want you, go pick up some milk from the store, like, all right, like, okay, some milk. You're probably talking about like, a standard gallon of milk or whatever. Whereas if you tell a computer, pick up some milk, computer's like, I don't know, what is some milk? I guess we'll just use the defaults, and you better hope the defaults are good enough. It was bad. She only told me when I was at Worlds. I started drinking, vaping weed, decided to break up with me. It was 3 weeks. 3 weeks before your 1 year. That's rough, buddy. But drinking in high school, probably should avoid doing that. But, don't let me tell you how to live your life. Or like weed. Drinking and weed at the same time. Also a very bad combination. Would not recommend it. Pretty bad for you, honestly. Because it's not like, well, medically drinking is just bad for you. But like being crossfaded just absolutely kills any and all productivity you may or may not have had. Yeah. Oh, she started doing it. See, I'm trying to infer what you're writing. So we're going back to what Desh was asking about, the difference between a language and programming language. Like, I'm trying to figure out what you're... I'm trying to pick up what you're putting down, but I guess what you're putting down is a bit too vague. I'm filling in the blanks somewhat incorrectly. Also bad at spelling grammar. Organizing the activities of your day is comparable to making a program using block programming languages. Is it? I don't know. Is it? I don't know. I suppose I can't really talk because I don't really organize my activities for the day. I usually just have like tasks, and I'll just make sure I accomplish all the tasks by the end of the day, and then hope it's good enough. And it's worked out so far. For how old am I? I was a mid-20s. I think I'm 26. Yeah. Oh, that's horrible. Ooh, and also we have a big red signal. Terminates. Method expected 1 signal. Called was 0. Okay, well. Okay, here. So, WD. How old am I, Mr. Duck? You are... sophomore year was... Your sophomore year was the past school year, and I'm assuming that you're American, which because you used the word sophomore, because other parts of the world just use like you're like Form 5, Form 6, or whatever. So freshman, sophomore, etc. are American terms. So you are American, which would make you about 16 years old, probably 17. Depending, I don't know. You're in the range of 15 to 17. Depending on whether or not you were held back in elementary school, but it's correct. Yeah, see, I've done stuff. Errors in programming expected semicolon. Check it out, no semicolons. Although technically Godot has semicolon support, and actually you can do things like this. So you can split. You can put multiple statements on the same line using a semicolon, but you should absolutely not do that because it's very strange. It's very Java-esque, which is not what GDScript really takes after. Yeah. Yeah, no. I think my greatest strength as a programmer isn't my programming ability, it's my problem-solving ability. So given a tiny amount of real information and given a context, I can pull an answer out of my butt. No problem. Whether or not that answer is correct or not, that's a different question, but I think something is wrong here. Window dialog. I guess I can just add child it instead of, you know, adding it to the current scene. Because technically, oop, don't do this. Don't run it from here because we might crash. It happens sometimes. Yeah, what the heck is happening here? So it's like very squished, which is not correct. So that's the close button. Here. Oh, is it the anchors? Oh, it's the anchors. Okay. So the anchors. So PC anchor bottom. PC anchor bottom is equal to 1. Pretty sure you can do that in Python too. I've actually never tried that in Python. We can check. I've never tried, so but we can just start up a REPL. Oh, should not have done that. Kill it. Oh no. This happens. Yep, it's using my Python interpreter right now, so I should not have done that. We can kill it though. It's one of these. That's probably you. Nope, it was the other one. And then I'll need to look for... Ooh, now we have a zombie process. That's not good. Should not have done that. It's what it is, though. We'll figure it out. Eventually my computer will crash, but that's fine. Single D, yeah. I only have a single D, so you're mostly correct. What is it called? Replit. We can go to Replit. Continue with GitHub. We can try in one of my Python REPLs instead, which is a bit easier. I don't remember what this one was. We can check. Don't really know why I have this though. So if you do just the easiest prints. Is this valid? Are you allowed to do that? Can you run that? Oh, okay, cool. You know what? I've never thought about that, but that makes sense. Yeah. Sentences on the same line separated by a semicolon. I know you can do that. Like I know it's a Java thing 100%. Any language that does not rely on white space, I know you can do multiple statements on the same line, but I've never thought about it with Python, because usually with Python you would try not to scrub multiple statements on the same line, or at least it's very, very, you know, against code quality standards, right? It will 100% trigger the linter, because there's pretty much no circumstance where you would need to do that. All right, so there's your default GUI. That's weird. But I think if we do this, then we'll get a print. There is an error because it's not handled, and then just check this really quick to make sure that we aren't leaking anything. That's cool. So this is cleaned up correctly. Look at this. So the idea is that you'll have all your registered runners here, and then this like stock image will be replaced by a screenshot of whatever was last displayed. So it'll, you know, when you close the application, I'll take a screenshot, save it, and then the next time that you open up the application, I'll show the last viewed thing that you had here, so that you kind of know, like, okay, you know, this is my runner here, that this is what I had set up for that. You know, this is the VRM runner here. This is what I have set up for that. You know what I'm saying? I think that makes sense. Although probably it might be nice so that these things aren't pushed all the way down to the bottom. But maybe if you double click on the image, it'll also work. So we can make that a texture button. CSS also needs semicolons. CSS doesn't CSS. Yeah, CSS needs semicolons, right? I don't remember. Yeah. But yeah, semicolons in Python is frowned upon. A lot of things in Python are frowned upon, or a lot of things in modern languages are frowned upon. But the reason why in GDScript you see a lot of people who still use like camel case is because GDScript doesn't have a built-in linter that will yell at you. So I know for like Rust code, so I've actually been writing a fair bit of Rust for this project manager. So I've been rewriting my project manager tool in Rust. So Rust will yell at you if you break style, which is neat. Look at that. Just to prove that I I do know how to work with lower level languages. Python, if you're using the common tool suites, so I know that Microsoft provides a Python extension for VS Code. I'm pretty sure that comes with PEP 8s, or it comes configured to use PEP 8, and then it'll bug you for forever if you're not using a linter. So it's a lot of Chrome tabs. Do I have a lot of Chrome tabs open? I have a lot of bookmarks, but I think I only have, yeah, I only have the one Chrome tab. Let me see. What is Rust based on? Rust is implemented in Rust, but it was originally, the first ever implementation of Rust was in OCaml. Right, and then so Rust has two layers to it. Rust has a front end and a back end. So the front end is written in Rust. Well, front end, this is easier to explain with a picture, right? So programming languages have two sides to them. They have the front end and then the back end. So the front end handles, you know, was it tokenizing, parsing, and then the back end handles like code generation. So what Rust uses is used to be OCaml, but I think now it's just implemented in Rust, so it's self-bootstrapping. Hello, Gareth. Postgres' logo is very ugly. I don't know what Postgres' logo looks like, but I don't. I'm not a database guy. And then Rust uses LLVM on the backend. But then also there's an experimental GCC backend that's in the works. So LLVM is what most modern languages use to generate their actual code. Right. Tokenizing, parsing, code generation. But coding in Paint now, yeah. I'm coding in Paint. Paint is the ultimate tool. IT people are very important because they do stuff. This is true. I think sanitation people are probably one of the most important people in society, honestly. Like, to be honest, you know? Because if anyone that prevents your environments from looking like crap, you know, top tier. I mean, hugely disrespected, but if your environment looks like crap, you know, you'll start lowering your standards. You'll start treating everything like crap, right? Lowers morale. You'll lose motivation to, you know, do things in a good way, because no one actually wants to clean up after themselves, right? And so it's a self-propagating cycle of like, oh, my environment looks like crap, so I'm gonna stop caring about it, and then you'll, and then because you stop caring about it, your environment continues to look worse and worse. How did I start talking about that? Oh. Probably going into cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, pretty sick. I think cybersecurity, you need to know a lot about networking, which is something I'm not very good at. Although it's something that you could just study for. I just refuse to read the book. But now yeah, cybersecurity, that's hot right now. Also very, you know, lots of job openings for cybersecurity, especially in consulting. I would highly encourage you to look into, you know, becoming a consultant once you finish schooling. Not too hard. I mean, I'm currently a consultant. you know. How many hours did I work in the past week? Not that many. And I still get paid pretty well, so I have enough downtime to work on my own projects, shall we? We'll say that. So why is this different? Other gets false, blah blah. List add child. I wonder if this is just wrong. So in runner. That's preset up. We don't care about that. All right, send me. So here, oh, actually, there are no selectable GUIs. You know what? All right, get me out of here. That's true. There's only the one GUI. Sysadmins are underrated. Sysadmin day should be all days. I think honestly that's not correct. Because that is my job, right? My job is to replace sysadmins. So I do the work of, I don't know. I think the last part I was replacing about, or I was writing software to replace about 16 developers, and then those 16 developers were writing software to replace like an entire division of sysadmins. So like a lot of things are just getting automated. I would not I would not rely on that stuff. Go have a good night. Take it easy, JK boys. JK. Take it easy. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking in. Always nice to see old heads in chat. All right, so this just works. That's pretty much it. Let's do this. So GUI selector, we don't need this anymore. So actually, I think I'm just going to yeet this. Say goodbye. Actually, say goodbye. This isn't loaded anywhere, right? So say goodbye to that. This should still just work, no problems. Okay. Extensions also still just works. We don't really need to have a GUI select, but oh, okay, hold on. Need to implement that. Where's on GUI selected? So then here, GUI selector emit signal. No, we don't need to emit any signal there, but landing screen, I do need to re-implement this. GUI selected. Run runner. Oh, I see. Okay. So I do also need to pass in. I need to pass in the path. So there's the original path and then the rest of the stuff as well. Okay. 1 second. Is it possible to make a mobile application that enables multi-camera support on Android devices? I don't know what that means. So, multi-camera support on Android devices. Isn't that just like I know at least on Samsung phones, right? You can do, when you're recording, you can also turn on, when you're recording using your Samsung device, not sponsored, I'm pretty sure you can turn on both cameras at once. It's just like a device specific setting. So I guess yes. The answer to your question is yes. It just depends on the hardware. Because sometimes there are hardware limitations as to how many cameras you can have on at the same time. You know, whether it be like processor related or power related, etc. Create GUI select. All right, so this requires a runner path. Runner path. So this is going to cause a problem here, but then here we can just add that in. Possible to use external USB cameras on Android devices as regular cameras? I mean, it's probably possible. I've never tried. I know that you can hook up your There are some cameras that you can buy that you can hook up. You can hook up wirelessly, like a remote camera to your app, and then it'll do a thing, right? Thus, by that logic, if you can hook things up wirelessly, then a wired connection will work equally as well. Probably. I've never tried. I've never seen anything, because most people opt for wireless anyways. Right, like I think you can hook up, like a lot of newer DSLR cameras have like Bluetooth support, so you can use your phone to trigger the shutter and whatnot. That sounds about correct to me. All right, so this is the runner path. This is the GUI path. Something like that. She says that apparently it does work, but it's not supported by modern software. Well, yeah, of course. You gotta write stuff that supports the stuff. Not the hardest thing in the world, for sure. File new. If not file exists GUI path. So that path should be a absolute path. If it doesn't exist, then we'll just log an error. Error. GUI doesn't exist at path blah blah. GUI path. And then we'll just hit it with a runner path, and then we'll load in GUI path. Oh, I see. So I need to, that's kind of tough. So I need to load it in. Oh, okay. Let's think about this. Let's think about this, because this is expecting a node. Actually, you know what? If we just change this, runner will now take 2 paths, and then I'll load the GUI in at the same time, and then go to here. This will be a string as well. So that's your runner path. Runner, and then your GUI. Runner. Oh, hold on. Runner path, sorry. Anyways, I gotta go. Bye. Take it easy. Thanks for stopping by and all that. Alright, runner and child. So I need to check to see if both of these exist. So if not file exists, GUI path. GUI does not exist at this path, GUI path, this one at blah blah runner path. Okay, so then there's your runner. Then var GUI is equal to load GUI path, and then we'll do the same thing. GUI is equal to GUI instance. This is making heavy use of Godot's duck typing here, which is nice, but you know, pack scene otherwise GUI is equal to GUI. You know, usually you shouldn't be able to do this in a real programming language, but here we are. All right, run me. So we go to here, default GUI. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Look at that. And I think it feels a lot better, in my opinion. I think this is gonna break. Oh, no, it won't. Cool, so let's try this. Whenever we jump out of a runner trait, so extensions, runner traits, So whenever we are starting to exit the tree, okay, hold on. Okay, I got to think about this. Got to think about this. Hold on. So notification. There's a lot of notifications that you can have. So main loop. Actually, there's a notification crash that you can handle. That's interesting. I've never thought about that. But notification crash, probably don't need to have that. But exit tree. I wonder if I can intercept the exit tree notification, or not even, maybe not even the exit tree notification, but the, maybe just this exit tree. So there's tear down, right? So we always get rid of all the trackers, but then we can also do this where we grab the viewports. So var image is equal to get viewports. There's like a get texture, which gives you a viewport texture, and then we can grab the image, data, get data, texture, get data. That gives you an image, and then from that image, what you'll need to do is image is like flip Y, because with how computer graphics work, everything is actually drawn upside down, which actually makes sense, right? So everything is drawn from the top left to the bottom, right? Because it's a little bit of computing history, right? But like drawing used to just be text. Or not really text, but it was done. Drawing on a computer used to be done in the same way as text, basically. That's an oversimplification, but it gets the job done. So everything is drawn from top left, or left to right, top to bottom, which means that when you display things normally, right? Because when you display things normally, you think of, you know, these are you start from 0 and then you draw up and draw to the right, right? So if you're to flip it, it doesn't make any sense, right? So then you need to actually flip it here. So that's your image. And then we can actually do this, where this is image, right? And then we can get the data from that. So we'll do var file is equal to file new. We'll do if file open needs to be user. We'll just call it test.png. I think it saves it as a PNG. File dot write. If file open write is not okay, then we will. Or I guess this is one of the few times where we have to just check for okay. So file open is fine. Then we'll do file store buffer image. Is there a data? Image data? No. Get data? Image get data gives you a buffer. Pull byte array, and yeah, then pretty much that's it. File, close. I don't know. Let's give it a try. I've never thought about it, but it'll probably work. There we go. Seemed to work, maybe. I don't know. App user data. So go to Puppeteer. Do I have a test.png? Ooh, that's not a PNG. That might not be a PNG, but it's also like really big. Actually, no, it's not actually that big. It's only 1.6 megabytes. But what file format is this in? What file format is this in? What is get data? So it returns a, oh, actually what you can do, hold on, get data, it's just a buffer, right? But image, isn't it? Save PNG to buffer. I mean, that'll work, right? Save PNG to buffer, which gives me a buffer, and then I store it here in test.png because I have an open file. It's kind of Yeah, it's kind of extraneous actually. We can just save PNG to user test.png. We don't actually need to check anything either, but we could. If this is not okay, then we'll do a logger error, unable to save image preview. Okay, so that'll work. So we don't even need to open the file. We'll just kind of clobber anything that used to be there. So give me this, go back to here. We can check this, test.png. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Probably want to render this thing on a completely separate viewport, or probably even on like a different or maybe render the GUI on a different viewport, and then we can grab the just the base viewport. Maybe I think there's a way of doing this. I need to think about it. Or maybe I render this on a sub viewport, and then that also enables me to also forward this data along to like OBS using spouts as well. Yeah, that'll probably work. Maybe. Now, is there a way for me to grab this stuff normally? So runner traits. This is just a runner. Maybe in default runner, what I should be doing is, gotta think about this. Gotta think about this. So default runner, I can render this on a sub viewport. That's 100% not a problem, because I'm actually listening for data elsewhere anyways. Like, it doesn't matter where the data is. What do I think? Because if I have a sub viewport, it's not that hard. I gotta think about that. So if we go into here, we can see this. We can see this. So I need to grab, I don't know what this is actually. What is, oh, this is the face tracker. Okay. That's the face tracker. And then this is the actual model. So what I want to do is actually probably move the GUI off to its own viewports. Yeah, probably have the GUI just kind of exist elsewhere, and then we'll grab the base viewports. But doesn't, if you, viewports capture sub viewports, so you actually want to capture the sub viewport instead. That's tough. That's tough, because I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to do this. Like, I can't just hide the GUI if it exists. Right? I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to do that. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe, you gotta think about it. Current model path doesn't need to be here. Trackers doesn't need to be here. Or actually, I can move this out to a different function, right? So this, we can just have like a func generates preview thing. Yeah, something like that. And then we'll just use this as the base, and then it just needs to be overridden. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So here in default runner, then we can customize the functionality. Generates preview. And then we just won't use this initial implementation, but we'll always provide a base implementation to, you know, to do your thing, right? Now, how do I know what to even call this, right? Because I need to grab the, actually, landing screen, not landing screen, runner, not runner, yeah, yes, runner. So in runner, I think I have the name of, yeah, I have the name because this is the path, run runner. We have the runner path, runner is equal to this, runner blah, 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 runner name is equal to runner path gets base name get file, and then, I mean, that's pretty much it, right? So runner traits, what we can do is that, hit it with a little bit of string formatting, and then use the name. Then in default runner, we'll just have to do the same thing here, because I think that's mostly correct. Here though, we'll want to grab the GUI. Do we even have the GUI or no? Okay, so we don't have the GUI, okay. Okay, so for C in get children, if C, if not C is camera, or C is equal to or not C is spatial, then C that's a bit tough. I gotta think about it. Because the idea is I'll go into basically here, right? And then everything that isn't a spatial, so anything that doesn't like exist in 3D space, we should try to hide it. I guess I can do this, right? So set visible false, something like that. And I'm pretty sure that will take effect immediately, maybe? I've never checked. Then we go back to here. Oh, no, that's fine. Bring me back to main menu. We'll go to here. We'll have a test.png. Nope. Oh, you... All right, I see. So we need to actually yield for 1 frame, but I think that's not going to work. So you go here, this is, yeah, that will not work as expected, yeah, because now we have an error. Yeah, okay. That's tough, that's tough. It's like I need it to refresh itself immediately. Is there a way to do this on the visual server? Draw. Force draw. Use with extreme caution. Okay. I guess we'll just send it. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I think that makes sense to me. Ooh, that looked weird. That was weird. What does that do? Force draw, visual server. Or I guess we can just look at force draw. Forces a frame to be drawn when the function is called. Drawing a frame forces all updates that are set to update. Use with extreme caution. Swap buffers, yes. Frames, step. Let's try all of these, I guess. I just need you to draw, right? And then draw twice. Yeah, so you see that 2 frames get drawn there, and then... am I doing this in the right order? Force draw. Swap buffers. Frame step. I don't know. Swap buffers. Sure, we'll hit it with a true and then 0.1. Do that. I just kind of force it to draw. It's not working how I thought it would work. Maybe these things aren't set to... Is there a way for me to directly set the visibility of something in the visual server? This isn't something that you would usually need to do, but I think I can do it. Set visible, canvas item set visible. So I think spatials are also canvas items though. Are spatials canvas items? Spatial. No, actually spatials are not canvas items. So we instead can do if C is canvas item, we can do, is it like C get resource, C get ID, canvas item get canvas, gets the, we can do get canvas item, visual server, the visual server, canvas item set visible, canvas item set visible, expected at least 2. Oh, and then false. Okay. So then maybe that'll work, or maybe I still need to force it to draw. Right. Just to make sure. Or refresh this. Oh, okay. One more time. I think probably force sync is unnecessary, but maybe these are necessary. It's a very slow process because I'm not sure. I've never seen anyone try this, but I think it might work. It's, as always, the hard part about doing your own thing. It's possible that it's also just like, this is not what you're supposed to do. Or maybe it's not even overwriting it. Ooh, sure, why not? Send me. Oh, it's not even storing the image. You know what? That would do it. That would do it. Yeah, you know what? Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Did it log an error? Maybe not. Generate preview. Is this not what I used? Am I using a different teardown? Yeah. All right. One sec. This doesn't seem right. Did I generate preview or no? I did not generate a preview. No, it did generate a preview. But there's no, oh, it's default runner. And then there's nothing there. I've been checking the wrong thing this entire time. We'll check this. What do you got? Default runner. Still not right. So I think I do need to... I think I do need these calls. But maybe we don't need to increment the frame step at all. We can actually run it from here. It doesn't make a difference because I know that it's not going to crash. Okay, that didn't look right. Yeah. maybe what I had before. So maybe not like setting the canvas item directly. So if not C is camera or not C is spatial, and C set visible false, something like that. And then we might not even need to force draw. Let's see. What do you got? Maybe if we force draw twice. Maybe if we force draw once. Lots of things it could be. No. That's tough, man. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. I think what I can do, well, one, let's it is changing, so I don't need to delete the thing. I think what I need to do is before I generate the, when I generate the preview, I shouldn't be using the default viewport. I should be generating a preview on the, like a modified viewport. So that's VRM models. So restore all of those, but then here, git add all, modify how landing screen runner works, start work on generating preview images. I think this is a cool feature if I can get it to work. I think I know how to, and then this will also feed into you know, having spout supports, which should be cool. So we'll have like a model viewport, right? So this should be some sort of a viewport. Then in the setup, pre-setup scene, camera, world environment, var viewport container. Okay, and then we'll just kind of drop it into the scene, I guess. Actually, what are these? So blah, 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 go into here. We look at this default runner. Yeah, it's just a node. So you would either need to place it directly onto the camera or have it exist on its own canvas layer. But then the camera wouldn't be able to, the camera would need to exist inside of the inner viewport as well. And then all of those would need to be placed inside the inner viewport as well. Hold on, we gotta think about it. We gotta think about it. Var viewports container. Anchor bottom. Like so. And then also this, okay, so everything here that is interacting with the viewport. Or maybe the GUI should be in the viewports. Maybe the GUI should be in the viewports. And then we can hide the viewport. No, because you need to use the sub viewport. That's so tough. Viewport canvas layer. There's your canvas layer. Whatever. Viewport canvas layer, add child. That's not how you spell it. Viewport container. Viewport is equal to viewport new. Model viewport. Viewports container, add child. Model viewports, and then all of these things should be added to the model viewport, add child. Something like that. Yeah, I guess that's okay. Model viewport, viewport container, then this thing we should just add it, right? Add child viewport canvas layer. Right? So nothing should change. It's just on a different canvas layer. Then here, viewport canvas layer. Is it called stretch? Scale? Stretch? Expand? What is it called? Stretch? No? Viewports container. What do you got? Stretch. Yes. Viewports container. Stretch. Yeah, okay. Stretch, true. So then if we go here, give it a run. Ooh, it's completely dark because there is no light in the scene. But it shouldn't matter. So set up. Oh, it's because there's no model. Well, call deferred add child model. What? I think that should have worked, right? Why is it completely dark? Well, there's no model, so that's one thing, right? So model viewports, call deferred, add child model. Something like that? Nope, not at all. And then the GUI is also just not showing up either. Actually, how the heck does the GUI show up? Maybe I don't even need to have a an additional canvas layer. We could just do like this, right? I guess if we're doing everything directly, maybe that'll also work. Although I'm not sure what the heck I'm looking at here. So if we take out this. Oh, well, there's no camera, right? That's tough. And then the viewport has several other things. Transparent background should be true. GUI snap controls. Transparent background. Suppose I should be setting the world directly on this as well. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is... Yeah, that's what it's giving me, which is fair. Huh. Model viewports world. Okay. Actually, if I do model viewport world, 3D environment resource, but world environment is just world environment, which is different. Okay. Okay. One sec. I gotta think about this. So, a viewport. What does a viewport have? So rendering, that's fine. I'll need to change the rendering options there. Audio listener, GUI, disable input, no. Render target, no. All these are right, yeah. Usage 3D, render director screen, no. Transparent background, probably yes, but it doesn't matter. So why is it just displaying as black? Is the camera not being set to current? It is being set to current. Right, we have this. FOV is 70, that's fine. Then we also have the model. Okay. Well, what if we just turn off stretch? Okay, well, that's pretty weird. I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused. So if you just take this off, yeah, it's just completely black. Is it because of, ow. Input, pass, stretch, shrink. I guess technically it should not be stretched, right? It should be visible. Hey. And the GUI should be on this layer, but actually it's now eating my inputs as well, which is just fantastic. Add child, then move child, viewport container, 0, so it's in front of everything, but it doesn't make a huge difference. Yeah, okay, so now it's all in front, and then pretty much everything is also just kind of handled as expected. Probably. And then if I look at the remote here, I can look at the transform in real time, notice that nothing is happening. Oh, actually. That's weird. So I'm not able to handle those either. That's weird how they don't display. So model viewport. So if you have a camera inside of the viewport, I thought that would be good enough. What's wrong here? What's wrong here? So anchor bottom, anchor right. Yeah, stretch true. Doesn't need to be true, but we could just... It'll be the same results either way. So the model is here. The model exists. Everything's loading in properly. And then also, I'm not relying on direct paths. Right. Huh. Okay, well, I'm curious though. So if I do this is model viewports, get texture. Even if there's nothing rendered, I just want to see if it works. So if we go to main menu, this should have given me, yeah, okay. Wait a minute. No, that's not right. Yeah? What? Give me another shot. Main menu. What? What? Oh, I'm running into errors. Okay. PNG image width must be greater than 0. Ah, okay. So that's the problem, I think. Maybe. So if I were to go into a new scene, right, and we go and create a viewport container, full stretch, give this a viewport. Why not? Oh, it should be stretch. Yeah, almost certainly needs to be a stretch. Okay, so that's my bad. Yeah, because if you don't stretch it, then nothing happens, right? Yeah. Otherwise, you would need to scale it yourself. Right. Then if you add a texture, blah blah. Right. No preview. Go out. Turn on stretch. Why doesn't anything show up here? I wonder if is there a way to force this to refresh? Am I dumb? It's very possible that I'm just a total idiot. Or is it because like the viewport size is just not being set? I wonder. Don't save. I wonder. Please don't be this. Please, please don't be this. Model viewport size is equal to viewports container dot size rect size. Something like that. So it's being stretched. Oh my god, that was it. Okay, then we can just close, it doesn't matter. We'll look at this, default runner. Oh baby, it works. Yeah, there we go. I mean, that's pretty much what I want. The environment isn't really working out. Let me see. There's a way around it. So instead of using the world environment, we can instead use maybe world environment doesn't work inside of an inner viewport. So we can use a world is equal to world new, right? And then world, please. Environment is equal to load this thing, right? Model viewport world is equal to world, something like that. Maybe that'll work, and that'll give me the nice, nope, no green background, huh? And then also, I'm pretty sure I'm not able to, yeah, I'm not able to handle that input. Own world. Oh, and then own world. Huh? Transparent background should also be on, but it's not showing up. Is it because of this? Okay, so it is because of that. And if you use, oh, that's confusing. That's confusing. So you turn on transparent background with FXAA. Wait, what? Mind is broken. Nope, that's not it. Sure, give me the default GUI. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, because those values are adjusting a different thing. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. So if you turn off transparent background. Okay. So now I need to change transparent background in two places. And then also I need to set it so it handles inputs by itself, I guess. I actually don't know what handle input locally is supposed to do. What is that supposed to do? Handle input locally. All right, there's no description, my favorites. I guess we'll just figure it out then. We'll figure it out. Model display screen. So these are not being intercepted. On config change, that should be pretty easy to do, because we should have a model viewport. Actually, model viewport we should probably set up earlier. Yeah, this one almost certainly we need to set up immediately. Yeah, something like that. Viewport, and then model viewport. Transparent background is equal to value. Something like that. So then these should be in sync. So, oh, no, that's main menu. Settings. Okay, cool. Neat. So now I just need to figure out why this isn't working. And then that's pretty much it, right? Because then you can quit to main menu, we'll look at this, see that we save a correct preview, and then I just need to grab that preview for the default runner and then show it here. And then I think that's pretty nice, I think. I just got to think about this part, which is the inputs are not being set for some reason. So unhandled inputs. Oh, you know what? It's because of the, I got it. The viewport container. Nope. Mouse filter is equal to control pass. Maybe pass is fine. Maybe ignore. Might have to be ignored. Okay, now, okay, that makes sense. So now it's just the GUI that's handling it, more or less. Or it's the scene that's handling it. And then the viewport is just the viewport. Cool. So then you can rotate the model. You can go to main menu, load it back in, close it, and then you see that we save. Yeah, okay, cool. That's pretty good, I think. Needs a bit more cleanup, but it's a good start at the very least. And then also this helps with the future plans of forwarding all this stuff to Spouts, which is neat. So hit me with a to do. This might be bad, question mark. Hit me with a git status, git commit, render everything on an inner viewport. Save image, save preview image when leaving the screen. That's pretty good, I think, yeah. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll be live tomorrow from, what day is today? Tuesday? I'll be live tomorrow from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern time, working on this again. It's going pretty well. I will need to compile and spout support to Godot, but I've already written that. If you want to check out the progress of whatever the heck I'm working on, there's my GitHub. You can check it out there. Look at that. So, Virtual Puppet project, that's where all of this code is stored. How nice. It's not quite functional at this point in time, but we're getting there. Also, really quick, I just remembered we should probably run that. All right, all green across the board. There's one error and 2 warnings, but that's fine. Don't worry about that. The error is expected because I do have failure tests as well. But yeah. There's Puppeteer, and I have written a thing for Spout support where Spout allows you to send an OpenGL image straight to OBS, so you can have the UI open like this, right? So in a similar fashion to how I'm saving the preview image with the UI still open, the idea is that I'll be able to take this image with the UI still open and forward it over to OBS. So that's what this repository is for, which is also why I need to use a custom build at Godot, because I'm doing a lot of custom stuff as well, such as loading in models at runtime, which is how I'm able to do things like this. How cool. Wait for it, it takes a little bit. Oh, I forgot. I changed the default parameters of this. Give me 1 sec. Okay, 0, 1, 5. There we go. That's more normal. Yeah, so that's how I'm able to load in random models like this without exporting them with the program. So Spout support, not too hard. Just need to download the Spout SDK, apply my patch. I've already written all the pertinent, complicated stuff like this. Not too hard. The only hard part is, you know, patching the engine, but I've already figured that out by exposing the frame buffer object, the FBO. So from the viewport, we can grab the FBO. Or no, in the visual server, let me look at the patch. It's the visual server takes a viewport's ID or RID, resource ID, right? I think so. And then we can grab that and pass it over to OBS Spout, so then you get, you know, you can have just a bunch of garbage on your UI like this, but then still be able to stream normally without having the UI visible, right? That's the plan. We're getting close though. Pretty much the biggest thing that still needs to be done are presets. Presets are not implemented just yet, but we're getting to that. And then props, that'll be in the future. Remote control, that'll be in the future, but you know, we're really close at this point to an alpha. And as soon as we get to an alpha, then I can start cutting a showreel, and then we'll submit it to Godot, the Godot showreel for 2022, and you know, fame and fortune, here we come, etc., right? But yeah, give the project a star on GitHub. That's really all I'm in it for. We're at 251. Let's see if we can get to 500 by, I don't know, at the end of the year or whatever. It'll give me fun butterflies, etc. There's a Discord if you want to talk about project or need support, etc., on any of the random side projects I'm working on. So Virtual Puppet project, I head this, so I'm also working on Live 2D. It does need to be updated, but we'll get to that. Also, all these other things, how nice. But yeah, Discord, give me a follow on already, and I will see you next time. Yeah, no raid, since there doesn't appear to be too many viewers anyways. Goodbye.